Las Vegas Invitational on FS1, sponsored by Continental Tires. Back inside Orleans Arena, getting ready for the second game of the night. Should be a good one, too. Top 25 ranked teams. Michigan State Spartans trying to get their fourth win of the season, taking on the Bruins from UCLA. Youth against experience in this one. Jim Jackson and Steve Lavin. What's going to be the big difference? Give me some determining factors.
For Michigan State, they have a tendency sometimes, Steve, to get loose with the basketball. That gives teams that may not be as talented or may be young like this UCLA team to get out and get some easy baskets. Protecting the basketball is going to be very important for Michigan State.
Yeah, for UCLA, I think it's holding their own on the boards against Michigan State. The Spartans, once again, are #1 in the Big Ten in rebounding margin. So UCLA in both their zone and man's got to check bodies and secure the ball on the glass.
UCLA, this is the 9th meeting between these two schools. UCLA has won 6 of the last 8 ball games. The last time they played was back in 2011 in the NCAA tournament. Should be another good one, a big season for Steve Alford and his UCLA Bruins team, trying to get back on track. Of course, once again, a very young basketball team. Michigan State led by 3 juniors in the upper class, and we are led on our broadcast by 2 of the best in the business. They are the best in the business. Timmy Brando and my man Bill Raftery. Onions.
Mike, thank you. And a man that gave it his all for our country, too, Mike Hill.
Give that man a raise.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mike. And Raft, we had an unbelievable first game, the upset performed by Texas against North Carolina. Your thoughts about this matchup as it relates to the size and experience factor for Michigan State?
Well, we always think of Michigan State, you think of rebounding and toughness, and I think UCLA has to match that. And obviously the direction they get in the backcourt is key, as the guys alluded to.
Let's take a look now at your SoFi keys to the game, brought to you by SoFi. Borrow, invest, and save all at once. Become a member today.
Michigan State, we just mentioned the ability to use that beef up front. And how about point them in the right direction? That's Jalen Hands directing the show.
Well, it's been a rough month, as all of you know, for many in Southern California, and the head coach of the Bruins has not been exempt to any of that, right, Andy Katz?
That's right, Tim. From November 8th to November 13th, Steve Alford and his family had to evacuate their home. In fact, on November 8th, when he was told to leave, he, his wife, and his parents actually spent over 7 hours in an Albertsons parking lot, not knowing if their home had been burnt to the ground. When he went back on the 13th, he still didn't know. He told me yesterday he was one of the first people to get back into their area. He went in. The entire area around his basically the homes in his area were burned to the ground, that area, but nothing was touched in their home area. So he's safe and sound. Obviously a horrific time. Back to you, Tim.
All right, here are the Continental Tire starting lineups for both teams, and much has been mentioned about this very young inside player, Moses Brown. Nick Ward will bring his strength and his brawn and experience to him, but Langford and Winston mean so much to this team. McQuaid as well as Goins against this younger Bruins backcourt. Our officials tonight, Ron Groover, Lee Cassell, and Brian O'Connell. Sold out crowd at the Orleans Arena for game number 2. The winner advances to play Texas in the Continental Tire Championship tomorrow.
Tim B, UCLA Bruins, go! Man. Can Ward pin his guy? Can he control Moses in that low post area? Great duck-in ability by Ward. He's become, I think, a pretty good passer, too.
And we're going to find out right now. Does he go right after him?
He's got a counter, too.
Yeah. Usually Izzo does that with his bigs. Stays right with it. And he's going to get to the free throw line as a result. Tom Izzo, remarkable Hall of Fame coach. 24th season now. Hard to believe, but true. And, yeah, we knew him when. Judd Heathcote was his head coach, and he became a legend himself. And
I knew him when Judd was telling the jokes.
Yeah.
Now Tom's telling the jokes.
I was lucky to be on hand for his Midnight Madness back in October, Bill, and he was performing a magic act. He's dressed up as one of the members of KISS. He's done it all. I mean, he loves to bring it out. He's a one-man show when they have their...
He's a ham.
Yes, he is. He is. Happened to be on hand for a football game, and we enjoyed that. Breslin is such a great place. We'll be there for some basketball very soon in December, too.
Winston's got the job of containing This guy, pretty good with the dribble. One of those combo guys, too. Not a good look here. Gets away with it.
Well, let's take a look now at our State Farm players to watch. Talk to an agent today at 1-800-STATE-FARM.
Now, these two guys will be talking to an agent at some point.
Indeed. I love the point that Jim Jackson made in the between game session, talking about what Moses can do. He said, you know, take him away from the basket some, make him guard you. Don't let him use his physical girth to get away from you. Now they're up against the clock. They got to launch. Off the heel. He got it just in time. And that loose ball is run down by Prince Ali. Not there, but another foul inside.
What a job, though. The ability to rebound and run after the basketball like Hill. He was a big-time factor getting that ball back.
Kenny Goins got the foul for Michigan State. And that'll put Ali at the free throw line.
Now look at Michigan State. They personify what we used to think about Big Ten bodies.
And he teaches the toughness, more so than probably any coach, a football mentality to the way Tom Izzo governs his basketball program.
Was he and Mariucci, right? Great pals.
Yeah, Mooch is his best friend in life. Grew up together in the UP, the Upper Peninsula. Cassius, you know, Cassius Winston from the Motor City drains the three, and it's 5-1 Spartans.
He's got a lot of spark. The kid really is a great leader. Over the top. Wilkes is tough. He's tough. Gets to the rim.
Beautiful transition, and Ward gets it back up very quickly.
Pressure on the big to get down. Ooh, that's a high dribble there.
Yes, it was. Hands almost turned that one over. From deep. The good block out by Goins for Michigan State. Winston on the loose again. He'll pull up and take the tray. It's pulled down by Moses Brown. Jalen Hands operating in the backcourt.
McQuaid really a good defender, too. He's on him now.
You've seen
switch back.
Seen the efficiency of Wilkes when he has the ball offensively. Ali on the wing, too strong. Brown all over the glass. They got a body on him. They were physical with him there. Quick one. Pulled down by Brown again.
Langford trying to get in the swing of things here a little bit early and deep. That's knowing your personnel. Nice collapse by Goins, helping out on Moses in the low post.
Now, Prince Ali brings some veteran leadership. Goes out of that torn meniscus. They're happy to have him back and healthy. There's a leaner by Hands. Off the back iron. It's pulled down by Goins again.
Goins is tough. Nice run here.
You got to get back down the floor.
Well, here's the thing. No question the big guys were tardy, but the guards have to help until they get there. That is a release situation. Everybody's fanned out to the three-point line.
Well, Ward's already got 6 of the 9 for Michigan State. Little show and go by Wilkes. Inside, loose ball, it's knocked away, and it'll be retained by UCLA.
The big fella loading up, spraying the floor. It is something they've done forever. Right down the middle of the lane, everybody pairs off. Carte blanche, the big fella, a little bit large.
Could not see Brown even in the picture. By the way, if you run hard, and he was gassed afterwards, you will be rewarded. You get the bucket, put your hand up, and we'll get somebody in for you, but make sure you run the floor. Tommy goes to Kyle Arns, wearing the numeral 0. I think we may have got a whistle.
We got Chris Smith on the floor right now for UCLA. Good size at 6'9". Really mid-range game drive, step back jumper.
Yep. Out of Chicago's locale. Prepped at Huntington Prep in West Virginia.
And Cody Riley, this kid is a player. This kid is tough around the rim, too.
He wants it back at the top of the key.
Southpaw stroke. He's
right
good
on cue.
Good out or in. Nice to have him back. Gives him a really good rotation up front. Steve Alford telling both of us yesterday they can play a little bit different. Give Moses a little bit blow, let him come along nice and easy.
Both teams really trying to counterpunch and get their style of play going. So far, Michigan State having the better of it. Langford can't get that one to go. Another quick trigger, and here goes Jalen Hands in a hurry to Ali. Everything but the finish, and there it is, tipped in by Riley.
Well, he can go. He's got a motor, this kid. Broke that jaw on Halloween.
Cody Riley with his first bucket. Here's Bingham.
He can do that.
They love his shot.
Well, why not?
Yeah, this is a young man that is a project, but a project that could turn into like a, shall we say, a Jaren Jackson. He's been compared to a guy that could grow like that. Does not fall, and there's a Riley again on the offensive boards. And I believe Hands was just in the wrong place, and he got Kyle Arns in the chin.
A project? Who said a project? This is talent. The new center. Stretch 4, stretch 5, drilled it free. Big time.
Well, I like to say happy Thanksgiving from not only Tom Izzo and the Michigan State basketball family, but I think all coaches around the country. We appreciate the support that you fans have given us, and please today be thankful for the great things you have.
Words from Tom. His first team that he ever coached in high school, Ishpeming High, the Hematites in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. He led them to the 78 district title.
He had that shirt on earlier today, I think.
Are you sure he wasn't a player coach?
He is a young-looking stud there. Well, he's a keeper.
He looks like one of the guys who will be struggling for playing time with that group. But talk about, and we've seen this for so many years, guys have wonderful careers. Maybe they exceed their dreams in terms of what they were going for. He's not changed one iota. In his own mind, he's still a Judd's assistant.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
He just enjoys what he's doing and loves the players.
Langford.
McQuaid, shot. He's got to make that.
Yeah, that's a shot that he's going to get most of the time. You're right.
He's a guy that really can fill it up.
Now, Bingham's already knocked down a tray. Arns remains on the floor and up and over Langford, but that one it does not fall.
Nice pull-up game, though.
Oh, strip. Beautifully done with a little help side defense. Hands.
Ooh, what a check out over here.
Yeah, Arns with a little, as you call it, discard.
Yeah, exactly. He is a physical kid. They say he's one of the toughest on the team.
Yeah. A guy out of Versailles, Ohio, a young man that you figure will always get some tough minutes for a guy like Tom. McQuaid, one of the co-captains for this team. Tum Tum is gone.
And a lot of spirit and spunk he provided.
Ooh, nice. Ooh, everything but the finish.
But Riley is so tough at that rim. He causes the havoc there.
UCLA is getting I'm going to use a hockey stat for you, a lot of shots on goal. They're 3 out of 15. Haven't gotten many to go down, but only trail by 5.
I got it. Timmy. First time I've been nice to an official. Good hands.
Well, I didn't want you to lose your glasses. That happened to you at the Final Four.
That happened when I was coaching. I'd suggest where that ball should go.
Did you ever get those back? The glasses that broke when you and Jim were doing the Final Four?
I did. And Mo Wagner, now an employee of the Lakers, owes me a lot.
Got to protect my analyst.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Riley got the foul his first.
I was under the table. He was a big kid. But when you think of last year, UCLA, with all the troubles they had, everything, they actually ended up with a terrific year right there.
Oh, yeah. To get that team after what happened in China all the way to the first four was an accomplishment. And Wilkes a little out of control will pick up the player control foul. His first.
I know McQuaid's good at it, but I didn't agree with that.
You know what?
What do you think?
I'm with you.
Yeah, I just started, let it go or a blocking call.
But if that had been a block, Izzo would have been okay with it.
Yeah.
Because that's the way he wants his guys to play.
I got a hold in the lane on Riley. It's one way to control the board.
Off the ball.
Ward sort of tested the waters a little bit, came back knowing he had to work in a lot of areas.
You said Cody Riley's going to have to play a lot of minutes, but he just picked up his second, so he'll have to sit some now. And they'll bring Moses Brown back onto the floor. Cody Riley's athletically gifted, and to your point, Bill, he's so quick around the basket. They can't afford not to have him. Soft inbounds, nearly picked off. But they recover, count it for three, and one. Foul on Ali.
Close out under control or you pay. Just a nice little job coming up with it by Ward. As I said, he just finds people a little bit better than he did early in his career.
That was a 5-point swing because Hands almost had a steal and an unmolested layup. And then in the scramble situation, Winston comes away with what could be a 4-point play. Still a 5-point swing in many respects, even though he missed it. 6 in the game for Cassius. 15-7 Michigan State. Just over 6 minutes gone by.
You saw that's a tough entry, the angle and everything else.
Rejected. Goins got a hand on it. Slapped it away.
And right at the rim is Ward.
One extra pass. Burns with the dump down.
Nice ball moving high-low.
Ooh, that one was... That's going to be a foul and go the other way.
On Brown.
Yep, I think.
Oh, no, they got Ward.
They got Ward with a push-off, I think. Yeah.
You're saying he dragged him down after the shot.
Yeah, it's Ward with one. He definitely got a hand on it.
Well, this is the far end that set it up. You mentioned Goins. That ignites a fast break. It's almost like a turnover box shot.
And a break there for UCLA. It really felt like maybe Ward had been fouled by Brown, and instead he got called with the push. There's Bernard on the floor for the first time, number 3 in white. Jules Bernard.
Pretty good job. He can really drive this kid. And Goins, once again, a presence on the glass.
He is always around the window. Langford looking to get that first shot to fall so he can get in rhythm.
Dribble, shuffle cut, ball screen.
Textbook Michigan State here. Ooh, Ward goes right at the big fella again.
Nice little angle pass. Got a piece of the backboard that really helped keep it in play. He's a nice passer from the top, too. Their high-low game.
Steve Alford told us last night, Billy, he wants Moses Brown to get these licks in, learn on the job. This is a great indoctrination for him in terms of physical basketball tonight.
Bud loves to drive, and he can make that outside shot to set up his game.
Hands not there. Owens again with a quick release. Winston pushes it up to Langford. Uses the backboard, and Langford's in the scoring column for the first time.
A real strong attack at the 10.
19-7, 12-point lead with 12 minutes left in the first half. 10-2 spurt here for the Spartans. With Smith surveying and getting it to Moses Brown. He's not backing down, but Ward will not give up much room in there.
And he's a little tired getting back, too. He's a little bit late. Again, he could be a factor.
Cassius Winston leans in, and Steve Alford has seen enough.
Well, the pressure of running the floor by the bigs. A consistent effort is needed. But how about this penetration? The open floor. Michigan State likes to push. Their ability to find people. Nice little footwork. The step through. Real solid start.
Welcome back to the Las Vegas Invitational on FS1, sponsored by Continental Tire. Our score 21-7. Spartans lead by 14. Sunday, a great slate of NFL action highlighted by Russell Wilson and the Seahawks taking on Cam Newton and the Panthers. Saquon Barkley and the Giants will battle division rivals Carson Wentz and the Eagles, all on Fox and on the Fox Sports app. Check local listings for the game in your area. Let's take a look inside the UCLA huddle with Steve Alford.
No screens, no cuts. All right? We're missing some easy ones. You got to come up with a post move. You can't just flounder into the basket. If you're going to go that shoulder, how about a jump hook?
That's true. Inside game, and they're not running their stuff as far as Steve is concerned anyhow.
Let's go over to Andy Katz.
I was listening to Tom Izzo in his huddle, and the first thing he said to his team is, we've got them in foul trouble, obviously almost in the bonus. He also told them, don't get sloppy, no more bad shots. He was making sure that they did not do that for the rest of this half.
Well, the one thing you can say is the experience factor early, clearly with Michigan State. Tom's guys are right where you want them to be. As the Bruins, Chris Smith coming out of the break gets one to fall, and it's 21-9.
They go to the zone. I think Steve Lavick thought we might see that a little bit.
Yes, he did.
They worked hard on this. I was out there a couple of weeks ago. They did a nice dive to the rim.
Nice work defensively. That ball was tipped by Chris Wilkes to help get the Bruins the ball back.
Yeah, nice job by Tillman with the find.
Smith off the front iron. Henry runs it down off the deck. Winston pushes it, gets it to Langford.
And there's people at the rim. That's why they can pull up and jack. You mentioned Henry, another fine-looking prospect, too, from Michigan State.
Yeah, freshman
lefty stroke.
Indianapolis, Ben Davis High School. Michigan State now 4 out of 9 from downtown. Bernard pulls up, tough shot. Off the heel, Brown tries to keep it alive, but Tillman did a nice job of blocking him out. It'll go out off the Bruin.
Yeah, Brown's really not being able to do much, but look at the rim, the ability to shoot shots, because you got the big guys going to the rim, the wing guy going to the rim, and a little nylon as well to boot.
UCLA struggling from downtown. They are 0 for 6. Need a few of those to fall.
2-2-1 here. Sort of a passive defense, make you lose some. Boy, nice job posted.
Henry. Loose ball, and it's taken away by the Bruins. David Singleton on the loose. Finds Riley playing with 2 early fouls. Can't get it to go. May have rushed it a bit.
Yeah. I like his aggressive play, though. Once again, he's got to get back.
A poor pass there by Winston. Leads to a turnover, and the Bruins trying to answer will get to the free throw line.
Well, they can get up and down, though.
This has been like a sprint.
It's like a maturing process, too, for UCLA, don't you think?
No question.
Taking these shots on the jaw. They're a little bit winded, too.
Matt McQuaid got the foul, his second. Then you got McQuaid as one of the co-captains of this team.
And Smith, one of those kids, can guard a lot of positions, very athletic.
Bingham is going to check back into the game. He'll replace Goins.
Some of the UCLA guys are holding their sides already. And this Brown, because of his youth, going to spell him frequently. And that's what Riley does, gives them that opportunity along with Hill.
Goins got the foul, his second. That's why he's being taken out. The lead is 14, 24-10.
As they got that little 2-3, they really lift the wings, almost Syracuse style, and then back off on the trade. Cover the foul line.
Langford trying to find a crease in that zone. Turned it over with steps.
Well, it's tough to drive when they collapse like that. Nice squeeze.
Well, a reminder, Texas with the upset of North Carolina. They will await the winner. North Carolina will take on the loser. All those games will be on Fox tomorrow. And the Continental Tire and Las Vegas Invitational. All action begins at 4 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow on Fox.
Bingham's got to concentrate on Hill on that glass now. Giving up some pounds. Riley, he loves to bounce and get that left hook. And they really scouted it, didn't they?
They really did.
Get on that shoulder.
Bingham on the glass, and he's fouled. Probably Bernard over the back will be the guilty party for UCLA.
Well, they run the floor, get in position to offensive rebound. Really put a lot of pressure on your D. Get a shot at Tyus Edney on the bench, the new daddy now.
Steve Lavin remembers Tyus fondly as a member of that staff with Jim Herrick in '95 when they won it all. Edney went end to end.
Yeah, he did. A little speed there.
Yep. He and Lorenzo Romar and Mark Godfrey were all on that staff.
I saw him about a week before the baby was due.
Yeah.
And I said, that's going to be a fast delivery going here.
Oh, gosh. Poor Norm Stewart could never get to the Final Four. He had a great team that year and knocked them out.
Storm and Norman. See, they know the scouting report, you back off. You know, guy's not going to take that jumper.
Smith will from downtown, and they're still over from beyond the arc.
Oh, they got Bernard here.
He did.
Involved in something.
They got actually Hill.
Excuse me.
Jalen Hill gets it his first. Well, they've been mixing and matching. I give Alford a lot of credit. He's tried to muck it up a little bit. Steve Alford has tried many times to change some defenses. And the bottom line, Bill, has been Michigan State's just too good and too patient against it.
Too many big bodies sprint the floor. And they've had their trouble on the offensive end, too. Settling for jumpers, not really prying, reversing the ball.
Yep.
This kid has some stroke.
Yeah, he does. And hard to believe, but true. Bingham is one of those guys that you look at and you say, well, in a perfect world, you'd love to redshirt him, let him grow into his body. But he wanted to play. He wants to play now. And it looks like his offensive game is there. It's just a question of how quickly does he learn Izzo's defense.
Right. And it'll be a grueling physical year for him, too. He's going to get punished with the type of bodies in the Big Ten. Look at the help, my Lord.
Nothing there for Bernard. Michigan State has taken control of the glass. There's a steal from the backside.
Nothing there.
Riley leaves it for Smith.
Well, he's got to learn to pull up, though. The Bird was ready to pick up the charge on him. I think he's got two, doesn't he, Tim?
Yes. He's got to play wise. Put it that way.
Yeah.
The rest of this half. The zone may help.
Well, against Michigan State, you can't rest in that zone either. They go high-low, reverse the ball, look this open look, nobody out in the corner.
Yeah. And Coach Alford now is like, okay, I've tried this.
Right.
What next? 8 points in the game for Langford. Hill gives it up. Singleton from downtown. A little bit more of that, and let's see if it translates to the defensive end as David Singleton knocks that one home, the freshman from Bishop Montgomery in Los Angeles.
He's well known out there. He's a really good three-point shooter, too.
Ended the drought from downtown for UCLA. Langford again. Boy, he loves that spot. Round and round it goes.
Who gets the Cupid doll?
Oh, yeah.
They're looking for the knockout punch now.
They are.
Bang the floor. Steve Wojciechowski at his best. Got to get a good one now.
Riley lost it again.
They got Langford on the reach in, I think.
That help defense is always coming when you play against Michigan State. This would be the definition of the iron kind, Bill Raftery.
This is a non-gambler's roulette.
The Spartans taking no prisoners as they march through Las Vegas, and ultimately with Izzo, a march towards March. That one. Another great day of college football.
I haven't seen Jim loosen up like that in a while. He is intense because know the family. Mom and dad are great people.
This is
Brother John and Joni married to Tom Crean.
He's got a great defensive coordinator in Don Brown, an old story you would love, Bill. Began as a baseball coach, working in high school in Connecticut. Carm Koza, big-time defensive coordinators, helped that Michigan defense. There's Wilkes taking it inside the lane and a foul. Let's go over to Andy Katz.
Tim, I was listening to the UCLA huddle, and Steve Alford implored his team, and he told them, look, I told you this was going to be a fight and Big Ten physical. You're not listening to me. Murray Bartow, the assistant coach, got in there before and said, look, defensively, we've got to make sure that we're closing out on shooters, and, of course, watch the post. Back to you, Tim.
Well, great to hear Murray Bartow's name in a college basketball game.
There's Gene, the dad. Yeah. UCLA coach as well.
Put the UAB program together, and of course Murray went on to coach there. Was out of it for a while. Good to see that he's back in. Much like Steve, a family of basketball.
Of course, Steve's dad's here as well.
Enjoyed chatting with him yesterday.
Yeah, he's a keeper.
Still makes Indiana high school basketball games on Friday nights.
Picks the best game, goes through with his buddies.
Arns has checked back into the game.
The activity off the ball, McQuaid very good at flashing. Here they drop somebody in. Big in this case. Ooh, he got a shot with the guy disappeared.
He wanted it here, though. He wanted the three.
Look at McQuaid. Yeah. Little nuts and bolts guy.
Winston for three.
Tastes good.
He's got 11. And the lead is ballooned to 20.
Not only their defense that's hurting this year, their offense. They haven't been able to get good shots. I think they get Bingham again.
Yep, I think they did. Yeah. Marcus Bingham with his first.
Make the extra pass, the flash. Here it ends up with a good look. Just solid approach. Confidence, experience, and toughness.
You watch this UCLA team try to feel their way through this first half. The most annoying thing about being down 20 to Michigan State is it's hard to come back against a team like that when they're controlling the pace of play the way they do.
Well, they've been through the wars too, and I think that's exactly what Steve was alluding to in his timeout. You know, I told you what this is going to be like, and you've got to compete on this level each and every play. They're going to come at you.
Hill gets it to go from the free throw line. Freshman from Corona.
A little 1-2, 1-1, if you will. Looking for a little bit of a trap using the lines. They're just too well seasoned. He's a great stroke, by the way. He's got a great stroke. He got the, what would you call that? The rim?
Yeah, the iron was really kind.
I don't want to steal your line. I know it's okay.
Well, you can copyright. You can have it anytime. I'm working on the copyright.
But you do get that when you have that type of feel with your stroke. They force you a little bit off the block, make it a tough delivery.
Looks like that on the inline that time for Moses Brown when he was trying to collect it.
How about the threes, Timmy, huh? Lighting them up, squaring them up, got the shoulders. A lot of them, the hand is in the face, and the closeout, he's tardy.
And the Bruins have only hit one from downtown. 1 of 8 to 8 of 15. Therein lies the deficit. Just over 5 to play here in the opening half. And really, they've changed defenses 4 or 5 times here in the first half, UCLA.
Little wrinkle here and there.
Winston.
Well, that's too easy.
Blew right past hands that time.
Circle the wagon.
13 in the game for Cassius. 41 to 18. He's now 5 of 8 from the floor.
Excellent defense, though. Everything on the perimeter, nothing going at the rim.
Ali with the dump down to Riley.
Spin.
Yeah, it was. And gets it to go.
Well, they get him on the box. Let him load up the big fella.
He has 6.
Well, he can take you to town, too.
Tillman setting the high pick.
Nice kick.
Arms again, why not?
Yeah, he can stroke it.
He didn't need any iron that time.
Yeah, last year injured, had to sit out. Great work ethic, they tell me.
Very explosive, too. Much more so than you might think. Riley.
I like that. The little use of the right hand on the spin out.
8 in the game for Riley.
Boy, you got to have a counter in there, don't you, with the ability to negate shots?
It's almost as if now they've gone back to man-to-man. Berg checked into the game for the first time. Good to see him. Thomas Kithier is in the game. There he is, 15. Kithier.
How about this? Everybody bites you.
How about that? Kithier just in and just in. 5 assists for Winston already. Played 6 to 22.
Played a little bit against Louisiana Monroe.
He did.
Nice help.
Riley from downtown. They've only got 1 to fall in 9 tries.
Going back and not covering because of fatigue.
Yeah.
Timeout.
6 dishes for Winston. And Matt McQuaid knocks down his first tray.
Boy, are they ready and ripe. Goodness. It is an onslaught. Experience. The ability to make shots comes in handy as well. But when you outnumber them, you get shots like this. Beautiful stroke, McQuaid.
All over UCLA right now, 49 to 22. Don't forget, at the half, I'll be joined by Jim Jackson and Steve Lavin. We'll break down the first half of this game. Of course, it's all Michigan State right now. And we'll take a look back at the first game of the night. Texas, a big, thrilling comeback win against North Carolina. Curran Roach, hotter than fish grease, guys, on this Thanksgiving. Back to you.
Indeed. Thank you, Mike. And time now for a look at some notable games in college basketball, brought to you by USAA Insurance. Banking and investments tailored for the military community. At Gonzaga yesterday. Texas today, upsetting North Carolina, a pair of ACC teams going down. And Bill, here's an example of flashing to the post and ball movement.
Yeah, they do really a nice job. They're unselfish, obviously. They're better position someone's in. There's that little slip to the post, and now the turn. You got a high-low. You've got this guy dead. You overhelp here, and what happens? The kick out 3, get them organized and drill low little jumpers. Boy, that is effective. And you combine that with their forceful defense, their ability to push up the floor and outnumber you.
I think, Tom, just in talking to him back in October when I was in East Lansing for football, he says, you know, we may not be as talented, but I love my team. We may be better at the end than we were last year. You know, they went through so much turmoil on that campus a year ago, and it was tough on everyone. I think there was some fatigue when they got into the postseason. And now it's the NCAA has absolved Michigan State basketball in so many refreshing ways, and this basketball team is playing with a lot more bounce in its step this year.
And Brown gets the foul there, part of the experience. By the way, just for your information, most coaches love their team in November.
Yes, they do.
You know, it's occasionally a strain as you progress.
I've always been a glass half full. Here's Tillman at the free throw line.
Well, I think when coaches say that they bought in is what they're explaining.
Yeah.
You know, the guys, they're doing the drills, they're working hard, they're coming with energy every day, trying to get better.
And by the way, announcers sometimes can be manipulated by coaches.
That's what we're here for.
Exactly. Here's Brown. They want him to be strong in here. And they induce yet another turnover. Tillman, just a little bit extra for him to deal with. And that's first time this year he's dealt with this.
You know, he's got a little hook, but he's getting a little too deep for that little kiss opportunity.
Cassius Winston's been dynamite leading this team. Just quietly confident. killing me softly on the window pane.
A little kiss there, but how about the screening ability of Tillman? Now, that was a nice defense there. I like that. That was a good one. Good call.
Another player control foul on Wilkes. That is a Roberta Flack right there. Killing me softly off the window pane.
Oh, boy, you're really reaching back a little bit. But defense has to be hard-nosed. You got to be in position to dominate and control. And McQuaid, that's the second one he picked up tonight.
And that one was pure. Winston, 15.6 assists, 6 out of 9 from the floor.
2-3 zone look again. A little deflection.
Well, we touched on a big night for this young man. Take a look.
Why not? Opportunity to 4-point play in that particular play. But again, experience. They've been through the mill. This backcourt 3 years under the gun in one of the 3 conferences in the country.
That'll be a wonderful season. Highly competitive in the Big Ten.
A lot of good teams.
No doubt. A lot of teams improving, too. Yeah. Illinois being one of them.
Iowa.
Yep.
Played well in New York. McCaffrey.
He's got his son playing with him now.
Yeah.
Outstanding shooter. Smith looking for a blow-by against Kiviev, could not get it.
Well, they are right there on the catch, aren't they? Not a good control here. Winston knows. He'll pay for that during film practice.
Singleton will get to the line. First foul on Cassius. Well, a lot is being expected of Cassius Winston. Tom wants him to be so reliable and improve upon that. I think that was the issue in many respects last year, was if you can get quality play at the point guard position, Michigan State's going to be okay.
Well, you get this averaging 7 assists this year. That's certainly impressive. But I can't help but think Moses Brown, I'm not comparing him to Lou Alcindor.
Right.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but you know, Kareem had been ready. I mean, I saw him in high school. He had all the skills. Moses Brown is going to become a very good player, but it's just part of the process to learn, realize how difficult it is, how much work you have to put in.
So much conversation, of course, centered around that because of his
size and being from New York.
And Queens and Archbishop Malloy. Yeah.
Versus Power Memorial, which unfortunately closed.
And one of those halves for UCLA. 8 of 32 from the floor, 1 of 10 from 3. 7 of 11 at the line. As they say sometimes out in the desert, the sun will rise tomorrow.
For those who overbet, it doesn't rise, though.
I saw you down in the lobby earlier.
I just walked through a blow-by.
It's Kia's Black Friday sales event. For a limited time, get $3,500 total cash on a 2019 Sorento V6 when financed through Kia Motors Finance. Hurry to your Kia dealer today.
The Las Vegas Invitational is sponsored by DollarShaveClub.com. We have everything you need in the bathroom. Michigan State in total control, 51-24. Well, you were talking about some premier bigs in the history of New York, and Lou Alcindor, later Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. How about Dolph Shays and our colleague Len Elmore?
Yeah, Lenny will do a lot of games with Lenny, around Lenny. And how about, these are 7-footers. Only our producer, Steve Shear, would say 7, and leave Bill Walton off a list of magnificent.
Walton was at 6'11", according to the Wizard of Westwood.
It's the only time he's fallen short, though, when you talk about great players. Oh, my goodness.
I guess.
And this kid will be, I think in another year or two, you'll see the progression of his talent. I'm not suggesting he will become as good as some of those you saw on the screen, but a big upside for him.
9'3" standing reach he has, 7'4" wingspan.
To me, he's got a great handle, which is something that they're not asking him to do. But watching practice, he can do all the skill drills.
Tillman will get to the free throw line. Boy, Cassius passed that with 2 on the clock. I mean, he just was aware, time, score, and clock. Chris Smith picks up the foul. And Tillman will get to the free throw line.
You can see the communication of this Michigan State team. They are wired in. Great extension from the bench to the floor and amongst themselves.
Tillman's mom, Tanya, left the University of Michigan as the all-time leading rebounder. So he's got a quality basketball family. His son manages to make his way down to East Lansing.
5 of 10. Struggles a little bit from the free throw line coming in today. At 50%.
0 for 3 at the strike now. Spartans. Tillman. He's 5 of 13 on the year.
And get a good one. That's it. Just to build your confidence. A little nickel dimer outside. That's why it's so hard to contain the dribble. You can't touch anybody. You know, it's just a lot of effort, stretching the legs, containing, turning people.
Prince Ali does get to the free throw line. You know, he's an instinctive passer. We've not seen that as much yet.
Speaking of New York, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. From the Bronx. But he's the most experienced player by minutes played coming in. His dad, Mohammed, worked in the New York City Housing Authority for a number of years. They need him to be, you know, the player he was before he had the injury, and that could help them as the season prolongs. I mean, UCLA, as you mentioned, got only better as the season progressed last year.
Look at this.
Kithier, not there.
That's just so well analyzed.
At the buzzer, not there for Ali. So an outstanding first half for Michigan State. Total control of the game, 60% from the floor, 10 of 17, 59% from downtown. So everything that you'd want offensively, and Andy Katz has Tom Izzo.
All right, thank you, Tim. You know, around the 12-minute timeout, you told your team no more silly, sort of bad shots. How would you assess the shot selection from that point forward?
I thought it was great. You know, I thought Josh took a couple bad ones early, and then I thought once he got in rhythm, he played very well. Cassius was unbelievable. We got a little bit of foul trouble. We had some weird lineups in there. We didn't handle the zone at times, but I thought we did a better job taking care of the ball and taking better shots.
In what way is this team in sync defensively?
Well, we're starting to play it. You know, when you saw us last, we didn't play any. So we played a little bit of defense. And yet, you know, it's pretty physical inside. We've held our own. They are big. And they'll be back in the second half, I promise.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks.
Back to you, Tim.
That's about as happy a demeanor as you're going to get from Tom Izzo after 20 minutes. Mike Hill, Jim Jackson, Steve Lavin will be back with the halftime report right after this at the Continental Tire Las Vegas Invitational. You're watching on FS1. (51-26) our score. And happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. Hope you're enjoying an evening of college hoops after a lot of pigskin probably to go with it. Bill, obviously UCLA's got to coach and play this game in increments in the second half just to get something good out of it.
Well, you look for anything positive. Yep. It's almost men and youngsters, basically, and it's part of a learning process when you have a young team, particularly a young center like Moses Brown, and how hard it is to compete at this level.
Let's take a look at our Continental Tire first half stats. And you see the story, the 1 of 11 from downtown is a problem. And look at those assists.
Pretty impressive, isn't it?
Amazing. And, you know, you talked about this at the top of the show, players to watch. And this young man, Moses Brown, is getting quite a big-time indoctrination from a seasoned Nick Ward.
Well, just physically being so imposing as Nick Ward is, what it does take to establish the old post and hold it. What shot. He got a little too deep a couple of times, had some trouble around the rim.
Here's Andy Katz.
All right, thank you, Tim. I just walked onto the court with Steve Alford, and he told me that he told his team in the locker room, that the physicality is killing us. He said the young guys are not playing through the physical play that Michigan State is delivering. He said he told them for 3 days to prepare for this. And offensively, he also said, Tim and Bill, we've got no rhythm.
No question, and Michigan State can destroy a lot of young teams' rhythms through the course of a college basketball season. So, you know, get in line when you're being critical of a young UCLA team. There'll be more of this for teams to deal with as the season moves on against Michigan State.
Good job there by Hill.
Look at that.
A tough shot.
Wow. You know, Jalen has just got a dose of that physicality right there.
Nice.
How about that? Beautifully done, McQuaid. Off the offensive boards to Goins.
He really has a nice feel of the game. Plays all aspects of it. Tim, keep your eye on Brown when he tries to post up, duck in. They just move him because he doesn't have a great, strong base.
There he is.
A little better job, but still ends up going away from the rim. Just hang tough, young man.
Ward with the foul, his second. And think about it. First UCLA freshman to record double-doubles in each of his first 3 games. First Bruin to record 19-plus points and 17 rebounds in a college debut since then Lou Alcindor's school record 56 and 21 way back in 66. But no points so far here tonight.
Do you think if you were Moses Brown, start to think it's a little easy?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what? This is okay here. All of a sudden you come up against some studs who are going to make it a little bit tougher.
First McDonald's All-America from Archbishop Malloy since Kenny Anderson in 1989.
Kevin Joyce goes way back. Brian Winters and other 2 Malone guys. Jack Curran, the old coach.
Winston. Yep. Glad you think of Roach. Great teams that played in the late 70s and early 80s. From downtown, finally one falls for Jalen Hands.
Ali with the cross-court look. Effective.
You might recall Michigan State was down by 30-plus points to Northwestern, going back to win the game a year ago. Stranger things have happened. It will be tough for UCLA against the brawn and strength of this Spartans team. How about that jump hook by Ward?
Nice freezing move, too. Looked, stuttered, delivered.
10 in the game for Big Nick.
The individual containment is special. And obviously, the help is there if needed. Nice cut here.
Yeah, and he'll get to the line as a result. Here, Chris Wilkes off the ball there.
Just he's doing a pretty good job on that top side. Once he gets it, watch this little freeze. It's much like you when the check comes. And that was true last night. You know, everybody makes a joke.
I did tip the driver today.
That was very impressive. Hope he enjoys his hamburger.
Happy Thanksgiving, Raft. I picked up the tip. Cassius Winston has been exemplary tonight. There's a rare turnover.
And it was a good anticipation by Langford, though. Expecting to spin and then go to the rim. Goins lost his balance a little bit, couldn't recover. But right now for UCLA, particularly the coaches, just want to see the kids just keep playing. I mean, it's one of those games against a really talented team, one of the upper echelon clubs. Just compete. Just keep working at it. Let's see if we can get something really good out of this.
Langford with his third. UCLA will control it underneath their own hoop. Barnes checks back into the game. Langford sits down. Brown.
Again, he didn't shoot it. Just threw it. Yeah.
He's frustrated, no question. Goins, the last to touch this one as they tried to hurry down the floor.
And you notice how many green shirts were down versus white.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. Coming in heavy wave.
One thing about Tom Izzo coach teams, very rarely, if ever, will you not see the floor balanced with one of his teams.
Now that and some toughness.
Wilkes pulls up. That's a beautiful shot. Nice drive into the lane. He's got 7.
This is the end. They get in his way. Hands can't Great recovery by Brown.
Yeah.
How about that? Hans did a nice job blowing by everybody. Just right here, Brown. That's a little bit earlier, but on this particular play, listen to the little duck-in. Does a nice job with Ward, of course, just banging him on each and every trip.
Jalen Hill got the foul on the other end. He's got 2 now. Poor pass on the inbounds. It will go the other way. We'll have a turnover. A little sloppy here at Michigan State. Last couple of trips down.
Well, you saw Tom get up a few times already.
Yeah, he's letting Joshua hear it right now.
A little slippage sometimes happens.
Yep. Well, that was as happy as I've heard Tom in a halftime interview in quite a while. So you know he won't rest easily until he gets upset before night's end.
It's the holidays.
Prince Ali, that's going to be another player control foul against him.
Arm did a nice job. Sold it as well. The arm extended. Well, he thought he had the angle here.
Well, let's see. They're slow to get up. Goins is slow to rise, and they're going to have to call the trainers out real quick.
Ooh. Well, he looked like he had the angle there first, didn't it?
Arns hit the deck. Arns actually friendly fire right there.
Now, you see that in football.
You do.
Right?
Especially with offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Usually offensive linemen get rolled up on many times in football. Hope he's got to be okay.
Yeah, it looks good from here anyhow, but boy.
Original walk-on, Kenny Goins.
A fluke play. They're going to bring him right inside, though, just to make sure. Walking a little better, isn't he?
Yeah. Arrived as a walk-on for the 2014-15 season. Got his scholarship shortly thereafter. All-state selection in Michigan. Averaged 21 and 15 in high school his senior year.
Kithier will get some minutes now as well. Nice spacing defensively. Yeah. Just look at the power.
Using that girth, but that time Moses Brown's link won out. And got a little lazy with it. Almost turned it over. I think Steve Alford wants to see how tough Moses Brown will be in this half.
I think his whole team.
Absolutely.
To see how we can get out there and compete against these guys.
He's coaching for the next game.
Yeah, and the season.
Yep. Ali deflected. Word again. That's going to be a shot clock violation. Just too much defense for too long. I think Steve wants him to take a look and see if maybe that's worth a review.
They can get you bouncing.
I think he believes the ball may have been launched in time. Let's see. So trying to recoup it. I think he may have something here.
Yeah, it was pretty close.
Yeah.
Closer than I thought.
I may have to count that one. Brian O'Connell, Lee Cassell, and Ron Groover are officials for this evening's second game. The winner, of course, to advance to take on Texas, who upset North Carolina earlier tonight.
Check this one out here. Still in his hand, still in his hand, still in his hand. I think no.
You think no? Okay.
What do you do? Maybe you disagree.
No, no goal. You were right. Those eyes are not failing you even now. But I certainly applaud the effort in going and looking at it.
Referees, they always could hear me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, they're not supposed to hear you over there. I think we're so loud sometimes, though, they can't help but hear you.
Speak for yourself.
Our voice tends to carry. Our voices do carry from time to time. At least that's what I'm told in the domicile. Arns remains on the floor, along with McQuaid, Winston, Kithier, and Tillman, who takes it to the rack. And that's going to be a foul on Kithier.
I like the way Moses is playing this half, though.
Yeah, he's showing some stick to it at this.
Yeah, exactly.
No question about the future the young man has.
Well, Greg Anthony's son played with him, and he has since left Malloy, and one of the great talents. He's, you name the top schools in the country, they've all been after him.
Great block out by Kithier. Winston comes out of there with it for the Spartans.
Nice hesitation. How about that?
Oh, boy.
Froze the defender. A little kiss.
Wilkes pulls up.
Tough shot.
It was.
Under duress.
McQuaid clears.
And nobody backs.
No,
See that?
Tillman. Oh, Brown.
How about that
A late
kid?
recovery.
I love it.
Got a little burst in the big fella.
I love it.
Boy, he erased some bad floor balance, and it comes down and makes the bucket.
He just showed you something, didn't he? Those two trips.
He did. That's
Here he
what
is.
Orange on the other end of slam.
And the pin by Tillman on Brown, who was down there again, just secured the goal.
Brown is tired. Posting up, you can tell he wants it, but how badly does he want it? Strong move again. Two real good sequences for him.
Well, he is really...
He's gassed, though.
Yeah, he is tired. That's all part of learning. He put the hand out. He's got to go out.
Yeah, he just tapped his chest. He wants out.
Love the effort, though. 6 minutes, hard. That's pretty darn good.
No doubt. Especially this early.
And now, see, because he's tired, he doesn't play, doesn't go, doesn't help on the show. That's all of playing through pain.
Winston now with 19. The lead is 21. Prince Ali driving into the lane. And we've got a whistle. Massive substitutions coming as we return.
How about that little move, too? The empty side, undeterred at the rim. Just pretty good basketball by Michigan State. But the big fella running the floor. Moses at the promised land as well. And there's his ability strength-wise, size to dominate. And this is really encouraging for him. He is showing some upside, some intestinal fortitude by the big guy.
Hi, I'm Steve Alford, head basketball coach at UCLA. And as part of our program, I'd like to wish you and your family a very happy Thanksgiving.
You know the case and study of Steve at Indiana from 83 to 87, led the Hoosiers to the 87 national title, graduated as Indiana's all-time leading scorer, 2,438 points, and all-time leader in steals, too, that some people might overlook with 178 for Robert Montgomery Knight back in the day.
I think with the Mavs, gets let go after a few years, gets a phone call to go to Manchester. That starts his career. Never even thought about coaching.
Yeah.
I'm sure he did with Dad being there.
Sure.
But what a gentleman. And Andy relayed the story about what the whole California area has been going through, which is traumatic. And one of the things he said to all three of us was they were in the Starbucks in that parking lot. And 3 or 4 firemen come in who had been working around the clock, you know, just ashen, exhausted, and expending their time and effort to save other people's lives who they never knew.
Yeah.
And just amazing what these responders do for us on a daily basis. So our hearts go out to them and all of those who've had so many difficulties in California.
Without question. Out of the timeout, a little mini run. This team is playing well here in the second half. It's got it down to 19, 61 to 42.
20 to 10 run now.
Yeah, Chris Smith getting in the column. This is now a 20 to 10 run. And it's overplaying on defense, making some plays now on both ends of the floor. Jalen Hill with the pilfer.
it.
Up. Oh, boy.
He refused the screen and exploded down the lane.
Looked like the 2017 McDonald's All-America we heard about back in the day.
Now, this was a learning experience this first half. Ooh, jumping in the air and not having anything. That's unusual.
Here's Henry.
A nice jump shot, too.
Rejected. Nice work defensively by Chris Smith.
Nice
Singleton.
pass.
Beautiful feed back to Smith. That's a block.
I told Wilkes earlier. Oh, really a nice effort. Steve got into his team, I'm sure. Constructively refuses the screen. Unloads down that lane. And this is what you're looking for. You don't have that set offense working. Guys have to make plays. Big time effort. There's no center in the lane to negate as well. With Brown being out, we got forwards on the floor.
Matt McQuaid picked up the foul, his second. Bruins have made this mini run still with no players in double figures. Riley leads them with 8. Winston and Langford both in double digits now for Michigan State with 19 and 11 respectively as Nick Ward checks back onto the floor.
And earlier, one of the timeouts was Steve imploring them to be tougher and all that. You can explain that 3 or 4 days before you play Michigan State. Until you experience it as a young guy, you haven't been through it.
Well, they were on the brink of total embarrassment, and they have righted the ship here in the early portion of the second half.
Very admirable.
Down to 17 now.
And not a good foul there by Hill. Unloads. And do your homework early. Get around the top.
Jalen Hill got the foul, his third. Goins will trigger it in. Good to see him back out. You might recall he left the game after taking a hit down along the baseline. They checked him out, and he's in good shape.
I like this rotation they have with Brown, Hill, and their contribution. Of course, Cody being the third. Either play together or play smaller. They go zone with the small size. He's really good there, passing the ball or making a play like this.
Yeah, McQuaid, he'll get you out of a zone in a heartbeat.
It's good to see Goins back healthy too, though.
Yep. 6 for McQuaid. He and Langford from the wing have been the ones that have been knocking down shots against the UCLA zone. Smith, that one rolls off the front iron, pulled down by Ward, out to McQuaid. How about that pick, huh? How good was that? Off the heel, it doesn't fall for McQuaid.
That's why you run the floor. Everybody got back. They didn't have a show guy on the ball screen. You get an empty look. And look at Ward going to the rim again.
There he is. Picked off by Wilkes. Errant pass from Goins. Bernard back to Wilkes. Empty trip there for UCLA. Another big rebound. That's 8 now in the game for Goins. He's been all over the glass, both the offensive and defensive glass.
And he does make good choices on his passing. Well, he drew himself out of a good jumper there.
Shot clock down to 2. You got to launch. McQuaid at the buzzer. Ward uprooted and fouled. Oh boy, I hope he's okay. He hops right up. He's not happy with Cody Riley there. He's not happy at all.
Carried the check out too far.
Yeah, he did. But to the kid's credit, he didn't attack. He just decided, you know what, I'm going to get out of there and get to my huddle.
And once again, Goins in the center of things with that good look, good dispersal of the basketball. And here's the big fella. Woo. Check the floorboards.
One of the greatest rivalries in all of sports. Number 4 Michigan, number 10 Ohio State. The winner gets to the Big Ten Championship. Coverage begins at 11 Eastern on Fox, or watch anywhere on the Fox Sports app. And the tail of the tape in this one. You're looking for yardage per game. Offensively, Ohio State gets the job done. Defensively, especially since they lost Bosa up front, they've had all kinds of problems. Maryland took them to the very limit. Michigan at times, though, can struggle to score, and the game is in Columbus.
Let me ask you, you're the football expert. Who do you like?
It's hard to go against Michigan this year with the way they played. That defense for Don Brown is incredible. They have a kind of a spy linebacker safety hybrid. They call it the Viper. And boy, is outstanding talent there that makes a big difference. Well, we're seeing shots, free throws coming for Ward because of a flagrant one called against Riley. They felt that Ward was in a vulnerable position. Which, by the way, that Michigan defense can get you in a vulnerable position.
Once you get on the floor, you're vulnerable. But I like the way UCLA is competing now. And this is what I expected. But until you go through it, you experience it, you improve.
Ward setting picks. Constant motion in there. Langford doesn't get that one to fall. Bernard comes away with a rebound.
He drives. He
stays with it and draws the contact.
Well, he can really pursue the rim.
Cassius Winston picks up the foul, his third.
Well, weren't you telling me today that Ohio State's rush defense wasn't good against Maryland for one, right?
Right. Yeah, they were just torched by Maryland last week. But look, it's a rivalry game, and that's the thing you got to remember. Ohio State has owned the series recently, and a lot of times you wonder, you know, in November, strange things happen in college football. First points now for Bernard at the free throw line. 0 for 3 from the floor, and finally gets one to go at the strike. Jules from Windward High School in Los Angeles.
He could solidify that backcourt, too, helping hands, you know.
Yeah.
Spell him, maybe play along with him at times. Weave to a ball screen, generally. A little pin down.
Ward does not mind doing the dirty work, and he can also finish off when the shot clock's against you. Winston on the dribble drive. Goins again on the glass. Ward one more time, and he's hacked inside.
Boy, that is tiring and frustrating.
Yep.
Oh, cumulative damage.
How about the Big Ten and how it's back? There's no question. Purdue is legit. You touched on Fran McCaffrey's team, and I tell you, I saw Wisconsin. Coach Guard's club is back with Demetri Trice.
Trice had a big game.
It makes a big difference. And Aleem Ford is getting healthy again. He got some minutes the other day. They didn't think they'd get him back until Christmas.
And is there anybody better around the rim than Ethan Hack?
Absolutely. It's just unbelievable. Put on a show at Xavier in the Gavitt tip-off. Goins! Counted and one! Big-time play!
Strength personified. It's just all-out effort. This is part of their war effort around the rim. They compete in drills, pursuing the basketball. A nice little move across the lane.
Tell you, if this score holds up, Bill, and we get those young athletic bigs from Texas against these war horses that we see for Michigan State, that's going to be some fun championship tomorrow. Smith did pick up the foul, and that got Goins to the free throw line. The lead back up to 23. Jackson Hayes put on a show tonight.
Should be, you're right about it. I'd be curious to see how they deal with the bulk.
Yeah.
The strength of Michigan State.
And they may tempo them too. You know, they may force them to play more half court.
Pretty
beautiful work. Going the reversal, Chris Smith. He's got 11. 68-47. Attended Fort Worth Country Day School in Fort Worth. First 3 years of high school.
6'9". He's got the makings, I think, of a really good season, too. Watching him practice a couple of weeks ago. See that length and denial, automatic switch. Kick.
Ball was kicked.
Get a reset to 20.
You know, talking about Michigan State, the design and the success in becoming one of the premier blue bloods, and you wouldn't say they were original blue bloods, but Izzo got him to that level, and he's done it, Bill, by having role players, you know, glue guys, guys that just fit the certain scheme and system that he wants in a given position.
Well, all the programs have to have somebody who does the, in a sense, dirty work.
Yeah.
Accept his responsibility. Boy, nice little delivery here off the bounce. Came up empty, but Ward, his choices are excellent on the offensive end.
He's really rounded into a coach's dream. And, you know, it was a hot and cold situation with Tom for quite some time with him. Count that bucket. Nice work by Hands. Foul goes against Winston. That's number 4 on Cassius.
Driving left, a little bang, and sticking with the shot. Smart. Nice little continuation call for him.
I loved what Izzo said about Ward. He said he checked out the NBA and he learned from a few guys at the combine that what the coach had been telling him was true.
It started to make sense.
Yeah. Ward did tell him that the NBA people told them the same thing, but only in a different tone of voice. Nice work by Goins again.
With different words.
Yes, yeah.
Hey, once again, Goins, his ability to give it up to the correct spot, exceptional.
I haven't seen the burst from Prince Ali that we're accustomed to seeing.
They're trying to blow by on the empty side there.
Timeout. 20-point game with 7:35 remaining in Vegas. This one sponsored by Continental Tire. Tim Brando, Bill Raftery, Andy Katz. As you look at our Continental Tire game summary, it's just been total domination for the Spartans, particularly from shooting from deep. Great ball movement. Everything they wanted to accomplish tonight, they had.
Well, I would think stats are irrelevant at this point for UCLA.
Yeah.
Only because it's more about having spunk, energy, believing in one another, and learning. Moses Brown back on the floor now after a rest. He went 6 minutes. He's got to be able to extend that to 10, 12 minutes if they're going to have a good year out of him.
You think they've acquitted themselves from that standpoint to the coach's satisfaction in the second?
But I think at least they will be complimented. But you want more, no question. And if you don't demand more, you know, they'll sit back.
Well, you're going to get a handful in North Carolina tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, you better improve in the second half tonight because there's no rest for the weary against a Tar Heels team that I'm sure feels that
they didn't play to their optimum either.
They did not. Of course, Texas had a lot to do with that. Ward is now up to 14.
Can't beat experience.
5 of 9 from the floor for Nick Ward.
Pretty brave by Hands.
Good blow by.
He's a talented kid.
8 points for Jalen.
The pieces are there. It's just getting old in a hurry. Well, you see that foul called on the dribble handoff quite a bit where guys run into one another.
How about that? He's just willing his way to the rim now. Nick Ward. Lincoln High School. Out of the state of Ohio and making a difference for Michigan State. See how Moses holds up now against the big fella the last 6 minutes. And with the handoff and a foul.
Well, he wants to compete too, Ward. He really wants to get after, well, show him who the chief is, and here's his dribble. Nobody really spacing and raking down there. This is very tough. I mean, this is like layup drills for a guy of that talent. At some point, not necessarily have to double, but look, rake in there, stick your hand in, make it a little tough for that guy.
McQuaid got the foul on the reach in against Moses Brown as he toes the line.
Now, you mentioned Archbishop Malloy. It used to be called St. Anne's.
Yep.
And you know who one of the head coaches there was at one time? One of your favorite human beings.
I think I should know, and you're going to
Louis.
rattle my little Louis.
Louis Colasecca. Then he joined Joe Lapchick, and the rest is history.
Rest is history. Yeah.
Louis doing well.
Every time I do a St. John's game, I see him.
Yeah.
He's always there.
He's rooting like heck for Chris to get it going. They've had a good start, won some tough, close games.
Boy, Shamori Pons has been outstanding. There's a blow by on the baseline. McQuaid. Wow. How quick.
Well, he's done a nice job slipping to the point. Lets them rest Winston if he has any foul problems. Nice slip.
Yeah. A rejection inside again. Boy, Tillman has been heard from when he's been on the floor to spell Warren. McQuaid again.
Wow, is he doing a job? Wow, Texas finest.
Duncanville High, fifth-year senior, captain. He's all Michigan State.
Jim Red.
Michigan State, and let's take a look, Bill, at our play of the game, sponsored by Continental Tire, and this will make his dad Rob of Central Michigan and Midwestern State fame proud. Matt McQuaid.
Tell you what, playing that point, he's starting to like it, isn't he?
Wow.
Take over, a little rearrangement, body control, and then the ability to knock that open shot out.
Hang time.
It really is tough if he's making the shots and the perimeter people aren't, because Goins finds people. They're unselfish. They make the extra pass. And you can load up the stat sheet, this kid.
One-time complimentary player who can turn it up a notch for you at any given time. Go off for 25 plus.
I just saw the shot of Mike Garland. Oh, there you go. Shoot it, though. Don't try and jam it.
You know, they cut it to 17 at 61-44. Now Michigan State with an authoritative 7-0 run in the last minute 9.
Did you see that note? They got picked, illegal pick on the Tillman, where the Michigan State staff has been together 8 years. I think it's a
long time.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said about continuity.
Yeah, but Dane Fife, of course, played at Indiana on Mike Davis's team that went to the Final Four. You think of guys that might be leading, getting head coaching opportunities. Dane, he's in such a good position. Dane, there you see, just to the left of Tom, to the right of Tom, to the left on your screen, Dane Fife. But, you know, you're not going to leave Michigan State and Tom Izzo for just any job.
Yeah, for Roxy Tech.
Yeah. Dwayne Stevens, Mike Garland, the rest of that staff. Tom Green called him to come back and spend some time. And you see Riley at the free throw line.
And when you watch Michigan State, you know, the one word that fits them is toughness. And look at the mental aspect as well. And it always starts at the top through your staff. A freshman lawyer, really, I think a nice player can make shots, can make plays.
Shot clock down under 10. Langford pulls up.
Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? Well, that's a little Jerry West, isn't it? Yeah. A little square those feet.
13 for Langford.
Well, you jam that pivot foot in, spin, and knock it down. Pretty.
Wilkes. That's as open a shot as you're going to get against Michigan State.
Usually you're draped in green.
Brown.
Got a really nice stroke out there.
Gabe, a freshman from Ypsilanti, Michigan. And a quick timeout. 3:52 is remaining. All Michigan State in game 2 here in Las Vegas. Sponsored by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 1-800-STATE-FARM.
And Goins really good at the high-low, but if you cover the low, the kick out, McQuaid is flawless in his technique. Played really solid basketball, but they do make you play. Unselfish.
He's been consistent. He had 12 points in each of his first 2 games. Was shut down a little bit against UL Monroe. But all in all, he's just been a very consistent player. And when he jumps out and starts making the plays with the ball like he did tonight, it's all over. I mean, you can't guard these guys when he starts making plays with the ball.
And it's really nice to see him running the show as well when he has to. And Winston takes a blow.
You're accustomed to seeing him play well off the ball. Tonight he did it with the ball in hand, driving to the basket. Kenneth Nwuba, 14 and calling for the ball down low. Young man from Nigeria. Yeah, there's a 3-ball going for Jalen Hands.
Nice looking shot too. He's a good player.
Yeah, you can just see that it's there, like you said, just not tonight. The 3-ball did not fall early. They got behind the 8-ball because of that, and have not been able to recover. 11 points for him, for Hands, all in the second half.
Now, the good thing about a game like this, maybe not necessarily for tomorrow, because it's such a quick turnaround. But as you look at film with your guys, that's when they just sort of pay attention a little bit more. Listen to the scouting report. Listen to how hard you have to work.
Chris Wilkes has 15. Foster Lawyer now handling the point guard duties for Michigan State, number 3 in green. Goins has been some consistent, hasn't he? Especially around the glass.
And good to see him. I don't know if he fell there. That was serious for a moment.
Bingham will check back in. He had a couple of quick buckets early in the first half. Haven't seen quite as much of him here in the second. Going with 13 rebounds, Bill, 6 points.
Well, Dom's got a deep bench, too.
Tried to go wrap around that time, did Hands.
Nice look right there on that angle.
Langford driving to the basket, and will get the contact and the whistle. Well, here's the look at the Michigan State schedule. They'll get Texas tomorrow in our championship. Look at that. Louisville after that. Rutgers and Iowa. Big Ten play will begin.
Interesting. Years ago, you never played your conference games until maybe the last day or two in December, but generally in January. But they do load up.
I'll tell you, Jim Jackson and I will be on hand for that one on December the 3rd. And I got to tell you, the way McCaffrey's teams play, if you can get a 1-0 start in your league before you get to January, you always feel really good as a coach.
A little head start.
A little head start. A leg up on the field, so to speak.
How about Ohio State, too? What a job Chris Holtman has done.
Big time.
Unbelievable. Opening year at Cincinnati. A couple of big wins, then Creighton on the road.
A huge win on the road, You're right. The Bruins, look at that. I mean, North Carolina next. And look out, Notre Dame will be coming in.
And Belmont always
tough.
Good. They are Murray State, right?
Rick Byrd.
Year in and year out.
Better defend the 3 against those guys. Nwuba from Lagos, Nigeria at the free throw line. Moved through Oak Hill and Huntington Prep. Had a lot of opportunities, and they're hoping that he can emerge to help out the big fella, Moses Brown, as the season progresses.
Nice how they stay behind one another. Just have a bailout on the ball reversal. Henry, the Lawyer.
Always structured, no matter how deep into that lineup you go.
Oh, shove off, yeah.
Lost his balance, I thought, a little bit with the dribble once he was attacked.
You mentioned Dane Fife before. Of course, he's from that same high school, I think. He was telling me how tough Lawyer is.
Yeah.
Tough kid. in a very admirable way.
Nwuba wants it. That's why.
Good patience.
Yeah. He went up there strong. Well, this is the closest it's been since 30-15 with 7 minutes left in the first half. Headed back down to 15 here at mop-up time. But there was no denying who was in charge tonight from the outset.
Good defense, playing for that jumper.
Henry on the deck, pulled away by Smith.
Too far.
And how about Lawyer?
Yeah.
Stepping up to take the charge.
Well, that typifies exactly.
That's what Dane Fife was telling you about. Tom Izzo has a penchant for having players with many floor burns.
They don't mind taking it on the chin.
Yes.
That's going to be a foul on Bernard there. Boy, he's a little frustrated too.
Yeah.
A little extra shove.
He rode him out.
Yeah. A little left at the end. The shot you give me when I talk too much.
By the way, have you noticed with Tom that as he gets older, he sounds more like Judd Heathcote? His voice gets a little squeakier as the years go by.
There's a lot of ways I can go with this.
I've said that to him.
I haven't heard Judd's jokes come from him. Yeah, that's one thing.
Oh, he's got some doozies.
He's too pure of heart, Tom.
Yeah. Bernard trying to he just put that one on the backboard so he could go get an offensive rebound. Stays with it, he and Nwuba. Finally, it's pulled down by Bingham.
Boy, real solid performance.
Big time. It's going to be a fun final.
Yeah,
and I really look forward to Carolina UCLA tomorrow.
Both games.
See how the Bruins and the Heels
bounce back.
Respond.
You're right.
With these matchups at the Las Vegas Invitational, brought to you by Continental Tire, you couldn't go wrong regardless of who won or lost tonight. Brand names all in college basketball. Lawyer at the buzzer.
How about that?
Count the basket. Clock was winding down, so he had to launch. 87-67 your final.
Pretty thorough, wouldn't you say?
Big time, yeah. And to the gracious in defeat, Steve Alford, you could tell he got a lot for his team out of this opportunity to play Michigan State.
They showed him something. Now they got to put it together tomorrow and continue that during the course of the season. Exhibit some toughness, some resilience, and realize how hard it is to get a win at this level.
And that first game tonight, partner, was a great way for you and I to start our season together.
Sure was.
A lot of fun.
Very enjoyable. Competitive.
A little bit of everything.
The hard-nosed toughness of Michigan State prevails.
So after the loss to Kansas, they've now put together a nice win streak and have an opportunity against a really tough Texas team to get the job done tomorrow. And let's go over to Andy Katz, who's standing by with Cassius Winston. Andy?
All right, thank you, Tim. Well, Cassius, at practice last night here, Coach Izzo got into you guys a little bit. How did he challenge you guys?
Just bringing that energy. You know, we had a lot of practice. We've been waiting for this game for a while, so he just preaching that every day we got to bring that energy, come out, play hard.
All right, so you say you've been waiting for this for a while. Why hasn't it come before tonight?
I don't know. It's a good question. You know what I'm saying? It's just been preparing. I learned a lot from the games that we played before. Just keep getting better and better.
You had, if I'm not mistaken, last time I checked, 7 assists, 1 turnover. How in sync are you in your floor game right now?
Big. You know, that's my main thing. Is keep my turnovers down, hitting guys in easy situations. Don't try to force anything.
Appreciate it, Cassius.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, let's send it over to the side set. Sorry. All right, we're going to try to... They all ran away from here. All right, let's go over to Mike Hill.
Here we go. All right, Michigan State wins by 20, led by as many as 29. I don't know how I got the ball in my hand. I don't know.
Give it to the shooter and score.
Give it always wants the ball. Mike Hill hanging out with Steve Lavin, of course, the shooter Jim Jackson. A very happy coach here. Tom Izzo gets your 4th win of the season. Happy Thanksgiving to you first and foremost. I'm pretty sure tonight's game helps you with that turkey digestion a little bit easier. What are you most proud of your team tonight and what they accomplished?
Well, I was really proud of that we defended really well early and got our fast break going, and that's kind of what we are. And Cassius Winston was outstanding, but I think the defense still was the best part of our game early.
Yeah, Cassius Winston, the balance you have to find as a head coach when you have a player that has the skill set that he does offensively, giving him freedom, but yet within the team concept. How do you find that balance?
You know, we've had a couple of guards back when Scott Skiles was there, who was a point guard that could still score. We've had Valentine, we had Kalen Lucas. You know, we've had some guys. Of course, Cleaves could do a lot of things, but he's a special kid now because he can pass the ball, but he can shoot the ball, and he's very good in ball screens. And so we put him in a lot of ball screens, and I think that was advantageous for us tonight.
Another growth, a step in the growth for Michigan State. You talked about the Kansas game playing better in the second half. It seems like things have taken off, but yet and still trying to find that identity for this team.
Oh, there's no question. Like, to me, Josh Langford's got to be the guy that's got to step up. You know, he had a couple good plays later, but he was, instead of letting the game come to him, I thought he was trying to force some things early, and then he settled down, and he's really a good player, and he's a good defense player. McQuaid played a lot better. I thought we got something out of Kyle Arns, but you're right. We need a little more because Nick Ward was negated a little bit tonight, but to his credit, you guys had us a lot. He played within himself, didn't get frustrated, and that was a big plus for our team.
You dominated UCLA tonight, but you can't rest. You can't eat too much turkey because you got a tough Texas team tomorrow. You saw what they did against North Carolina earlier. What's going to be your biggest challenge against them?
They are athletic. I mean, they're as athletic. Shaka's a good friend, and he's done a heck of a job with that team. But those guards, that Roach kid is a special player. So you're right. We got a lot of work to do. But, hey, we're playing the championship game in Thanksgiving. Doesn't get any better than that.
Right. Take us through the next 12 or so hours in terms of what you're going to do leading up to that game.
Do we have 12?
That's a quick turn, Coach. Nocturnal, vampire.
Hopefully we get the players back and watch a little film on them. We always put them to bed with the next game, and that's one thing we'll do. And they'll go to bed, and we'll work till we look uglier than we do today. So it'll be a long night for the assistants and the head coach. And then we'll get them up in the morning. A lot of walkthroughs right at the hotel. You know, we won't go to any gyms. We'll just try to do it like the NBA.
Like the NBA,
you pull a few slots while you're going through the walkthrough?
Ask Lav what he's going to do over the next 12 hours here in Vegas.
He's going to be pulling slots.
I just follow Jimmy Jackson's lead wherever he takes me.
Cigars.
You know it.
It's going to be a good one.
You guys will be having fun, and I'll be working.
Yeah,
we'll call you.
He's got the scouting report on you, Lav. He knows exactly what's going to happen, especially with you with the cigars as well. Congratulations, Coach Izzo. Happy Coach. Thanksgiving. Okay, the championship game, of course, tomorrow, Michigan State against UCLA. It all gets started tomorrow with North Carolina and UCLA. Texas and Michigan State in the title game, I should say. It's all on Fox at 3:30 Eastern. Texas look good. Roy Williams, another loss against that Longhorns team. He drops to 1-7. The cheerleaders look good. The Bruins basketball team, not so much tonight, but that's because the Spartans were all business tonight. Coach Izzo and the boys 4-1 in the championship game. See you tomorrow.